Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is a timeless collective reading for anyone with major Virgo placements, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. Okay, so I am actually filming this while the power is out. I waited all morning for a storm to pass, and as soon as it passed, I sat down to film and the power went out. So hopefully my camera battery lasts, but it is all part of the energy and the message for you 100%. I feel like you are having to wait for a storm to pass. And it's interesting because in Libra's reading yesterday, they also had storm imagery come up for them. However, the storm for them was their power, and it was this very internal experience. For you, the storm imagery is representing, I feel, some kind of hectic energies around you that are definitely impacting you, but they're outside of you. So you're having to wait for some kind of storm to pass. You might be feeling like there is a delay happening in your life. The timing of something in your life is not what you expected it to be, and yet it is all unfolding accordingly. That's what's coming through. So, before all of this went down, I sat with your energy for quite a while, and I got all of these channeled messages. So let's go ahead and dive right into those, and then we'll pull some cards. So the very first thing that I saw when I connected with your energy was a door, and it kept shifting between a revolving door, a circular revolving door that you'd see like in a commercial building or like a mall or something. A revolving door and then a swinging door. So just a single door on a hinge that was just opening and closing, back and forth, back and forth. It kept switching, but the energy was the same. And what I heard with this swinging revolving door was, should I stay or should I go? I feel like that is something you are asking yourself right now. Relative to a situation, maybe a relationship in your life. Should I stay or should I go? There's a lot of confusion, and that is part of why it is necessary for you to wait for the storm to pass, because you're waiting for the confusion to pass or abate, I'm hearing. So I couldn't really get too much more information for a while. I was sitting with that door imagery for a long time trying to like dig deeper into it, but I felt like I was blocked, like there was nothing else there. And so I felt like maybe you are experiencing feeling like you can't get all of the information that you need in order to make a decision, or you don't know what something means. Again, it was feeding into this idea of confusion. Storm, like a mental storm, right? And needing to wait in order to get clarity before you can move forward with something. So I asked, what does Virgo need to understand about this revolving, swinging door? And I heard they need to go through it and not look back. They need to go through it and not look back. I asked why, and I heard because they're done where they are. There is no growth happening anymore. Everything is familiar but static. So of course, take this as it resonates. Maybe you feel like this across the board in your life in general, or maybe it's relative to a very specific situation or relationship. But something is just over, and it doesn't really even feel bad. It's just, like Spirit said, it's like there's no growth left here, and you know you're meant to go through the door, but it is a revolving, swinging door because it's a representation of your own kind of wobbly energy. I heard Virgo has an attachment to where they are, and then I heard home base as well as default setting. So there's obviously an attachment here, and it's like you have a cord running between you and where you are, whatever this kind of home base default setting is. wherever the growth is over, whether it's an environment or a person, I don't know. But you have a cord of attachment between you and this thing that you're actually ready to move on from. So every time you go through the door, it's only a matter of time before you get snapped back, right? Before you get pulled back. It's like a rubber band. There's only so far. You can actually move through this door or this threshold, and I think you have, you've at least put your toe on the other side of it, maybe more than once, because you know you're called. So, but that cord, you know, again, like a rubber band, there's only so far you can go, or only so long you can stay on the other side of the threshold before it snaps you back. So I heard Virgo needs to resolve that cord of attachment or they'll keep getting pulled back. I asked, how do they do this? And I heard they honor it. So for whatever this is for you, this is not a situation that you want to rip the Band-Aid off. You know, in some cases, for some people, maybe the solution in this kind of scenario would be to just like get a running start and launch yourself through that door as hard as you can so that the rubber band just snaps, so that that cord just breaks, right? Like rip that Band-Aid off, just go, take a leap of faith, right? That's not what I'm getting for you. That's not what I'm getting for you. There needs to be some kind of very conscious, gentle, loving honoring of the cord of attachment. And when you do that, I'm seeing it like dissolve into sparkles. And then you can organically go through that door and not get pulled back. Which leads me 7:07 on the timer to the last channeled message that came through. The tarot deck actually that wants to work with you is the Wild Unknown. And as soon as I felt this deck come forward for you, I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure the Wild Unknown comes forward for Virgo more than any other sign. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Like the Wild Unknown loves your energy. So I asked why, and I heard the Wild Unknown, the energy of this deck, because every deck is its own little being, its own consciousness. The Wild Unknown is organic, it is pure, it is nurturing, and it is gentle. And you, in this situation, you want this shift, this passing through, I'm hearing the passing through the gate, the walking through the revolving door. You want this shift to feel natural, gentle, authentic, and unforced. Unforced. That is why there needs to be this honoring of the cord. It's a ceremony. It's like a ceremony that needs to happen where you are showing reverence and love to the attachment you have to where you've been, so that you can put it to rest, is what I'm hearing. Because it's really your emotions that you're resolving by resolving the cord. So that way when you do walk through that gate, that door, you're really ready for this fresh start, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, Virgo. I don't know if I said it, but angel numbers 444 as well as 999 were coming through for you. Let's pull some oracle cards. What is the theme of this reading for Virgo? The power is still out. It's like that dead silence. No humming of electricity. Usually I have my fan going in the corner for some like white noise just to kind of, I don't know, it helps my brain, but that's off. It's almost like, what am I looking at? Focus at the bottom of the deck. It's causing me to have to focus in a little bit of a different way because white noise helps me focus, but there's none of that. Something is coming into sharp focus for you. Seeing a seagull. Something is coming into sharp focus for you as you wait for the storm to pass, the confusion to clear of its own accord, because it will of its own accord. You know, you just have to give it a little bit more time. Embrace the delay as the confusion dissipates. Something is coming into very sharp focus. The nature of the attachment. What is the theme of this reading for Virgo? Stormy. Magic. Okay. Stormy is number 21. Magic is number 3. So you've got 3, 3. Now 4, 4, 4, 9, 9, 9, 3, 3. And look, both are purple. There's magic coming out of the storm for you. Oh my gosh. First of all, purple. Third eye. Your third eye. Your inner knowing, your intuition, your inner sight. Your magic. Your psychic gifts, however you want to think about it. Your connection to spirit. You know on an intuitive level that whatever this storm is, it's an opportunity. Because what's actually happening in a storm is that energy is being cleared. Even though it causes chaos, even though it causes hectic things to happen, even though it causes delays, it's like I'm seeing all of this stormy energy purifying and clarifying and clearing the energy so that on the other side of it, you'll be left with this. It's almost like, well, an unraveling, 12, 12, 3, 3. It's some kind of unraveling or purification that's happening in the storm. So even though the storm is frustrating, you know something amazing is coming out of it, something new, a new opportunity, because that magic card, it looks like the Ace of Pentacles. The analogy that's coming to me is of a stone being tumbled so that it goes from rough to smooth. Something is being prepared for you. That's coming through really strongly right now. Something is being prepared for you, and it could only be prepared through the storm. Through a storm. Why is that? You having to wait and be more present where you are is also purifying the energy. You don't want to move forward. You don't want to cross that threshold unless you're clear. You're really clear. 13, 13. Lots of synchronicities and angel numbers coming through for you. I'm seeing a dove. You don't want to move forward unless you're clear, because that's what being gentle and loving and unforceful with yourself is. Okay. All right, let's go into tarot. The wild unknown, as you know. Show me Virgo's general energy right now. I feel suddenly like I have more energy, or my own energy feels more clear. I was a little bit wobbly when I started because the lack of white noise is really throwing me off. But now I feel like, okay, we're in the groove here. It was worth the wait. Something will be worth the wait. You might resonate with the Libra reading if you're called to it, or if you have any major Libra placements. I'm just getting this overlap. There's like an underlying connection here. Even if it's just one thing that you need to hear in that Libra reading, it might be important for you. Show me Virgo's general energy, please. I'm seeing a deer. Oh, strength. And yeah, it's interesting. Usually, traditionally, the strength card is number 8. but sometimes strength and justice are switched, and that is the case in this deck. So this is actually number 11. Yeah, I mean, you're having to face your fears and interact with your fears in a new way in order to do the most self-loving thing for yourself. The most self-loving thing. Hang on one second. What's at the bottom of the deck here? Look at Six of Swords. That rainbow is waiting for you. That rainbow is waiting for you on the other side of the storm. What's on the other side of a storm? Magic. A rainbow. Maybe be on the lookout for rainbows in the sky or just symbolically somewhere. Rainbow energy feels like a sign for you. The Six of Swords is also about, mentally detaching from something. So I feel like you're having this kind of dawning awareness that you do need to detach. That is releasing and resolving the cord, but with love, because it's worth honoring. So, but the Strength card again, you're having to tap into courage to be really self-loving right now. Maybe some of you feel like, you're having all these fears come up around having to let go, having to not cut the cord, dissolve the cord with love. Maybe you're having some fears around letting go, officially putting something to rest and letting go. Maybe some of you are afraid of what lives on the other side of that swinging, revolving door. Who are you without this attachment? But Strength indicates that you are not running from these fears. You are very aware of them. You're very aware of them. And you're doing your level best to work with them productively so that you can do what you are called and not self-sabotage. Is the Six of Swords a good thing? Yes, I'm hearing yes. Any kind of mental detachment that you're doing is for your highest good. And detachment is not avoidance or denial. I think you're having to... it's part of moving on. The Six of Swords is essentially transition. You're in transition. Your soul is in transition. Even if your body and your emotions, haven't fully caught up yet, they will. You will cross this door. You will go through the door. But your soul and your energy in some way already has. Okay. That's why you feel pulled to go through it. So, this mental sort of detachment you're having to practice, it is not, again, a form of denial. It is what is helping you to stay connected to the bigger picture, which is what is helping you to move forward. Show me a little bit more about what Virgo's going through. Tell me a little bit more. The Tower came up for Libra too. And it's a storm. It's not. That's part of a storm. Man, there was the most unbelievable strike of thunder and lightning earlier. It was like right above our heads. And I thought it was like very early in the morning. And so I thought, oh, that's funny. It's like a carryover from the energy of Libra yesterday. But it's totally also for you too. There's overlap here. Father of Wands, also with a lightning strike. Wow. Father of Wands with a lightning strike. Whoa, Virgo. What I'm hearing is ta-da! Like something is being unveiled. Something is just being revealed to you. I mean, the storm is revealing the truth of something to you, the truth of what you're called to do. The Tower is the dismantling of all that is unsustainable in your life. It is unsustainable for you to stay where you are, whatever it is for you. You know what it is for you. It's something that is no longer conducive to your personal growth and expansion. It doesn't have to be this bad, horrible thing. It's just done. It's done. The energy is stale. It's like, I'm bored. I don't know. It's just this. Well, it's almost kind of like the feeling of this lack of any white noise here. It's just. The life is gone from this. Anyway. So that which is unsustainable that's what's coming into sharp focus for you. That's what's coming into sharp focus, and it's unsettling, it's ungrounding. It's potentially, for some of you, this is like a jarring realization that you're having, but it's connecting you to your power. It's connecting you to your power, and you are being called king energy, father energy, king energy of any suit is always about forward movement, like big forward movement, permanent movement, executive decision making. You're being called to be very decisive. The storm is helping you to become more decisive. Having to wait for the storm to pass, as well as what the storm is revealing about what is no longer right for you and therefore what is, all of it is helping you to get clear about the decision that you need to make. We have a snake here, of course, which is about transformation, massive transformation. I mean, you cannot walk through that door without being transformed first. You're only going to be a match to walking through the door and not looking back if you have transformed yourself. And so alchemizing this cord of attachment, it's actually you transforming yourself. But with these multiple lightning strikes, we have 3 lightning strikes here. 3 strikes and you're out, I'm hearing. Maybe you've gone into that door and back 3 times, but that last time was the last time. No more wobbly energy here. You're building up the courage to go and not look back. Okay, so let's clarify the challenge. Let's clarify the challenge. Nine of Wands. Ace of Cups. So you have that Magic card. To me, it's kind of like the Ace of Pentacles. So you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and maybe also the Nine of Swords, which is about massive anxiety. Speaking of fear, the Nine of Wands is about a repeating pattern of pain. You just keep looping on the same pain over and over. So that is completely a representation of you trying to go through that door, but then getting snapped back because the cord has not been resolved. So the challenge is to resolve that pattern of wobbliness, indecisiveness, a lack of full clearing. Resolve that pattern through love. Through love. Yeah. The Ace of Cups is, some people say it's about a new love offer coming in, which totally it can be. But to me, the Ace of Cups is always, always, first and foremost, a representation or an invitation for you to fill your own cup. It's self-love. It's a new opportunity for self-love. And that is what will resolve this painful pattern. The tug of war, you know, it's like, it's tumultuous to feel like you know you got to go through that door, but I don't want to let go. Okay, I'm gonna do it. No, wait. Right. That's exhausting. What would someone who loves themselves do in your situation? Okay. So what's the advice? I'm hearing many of you want new love, whether that is a new relationship to yourself or another person. You want new love, so you have to make space for it by releasing this pattern of back and forth. Advice for Virgo. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, beautiful. Yes. And can't make it up. Death. Maybe a seagull. Eight of Wands under that. I have to take it. Another lightning strike. This is it. This is the, oh my gosh, Ace of Swords underneath of that. And I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. The Hierophant. Whoa. Virgo. Look at all the lightning. Okay, wait a minute. Let me sit with this for a second. Wait, eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, and then the Hierophant. That's the order it went in, right? Okay. This is a lot. Seven of Pentacles and Death. This is absolutely confirming what I got about not ripping the Band-Aid off, not jarring yourself and trying to like run through the threshold so hard you snap the cord. No. Lay something to rest. Don't move too quickly. The Seven of Pentacles is a divine pause. So give yourself that grace and space. You don't have to rush anything here. You don't have to force anything here. You know that's not what you're called to do. You know that would not be in alignment. Use this divine pause, maybe a delay because of the storm that you're experiencing, to grieve that which is already dead. It's already dead. It's dead weight. Something is dead weight. It's a big truck going by. Hang on. A ceremony. Grieving what has passed. You might just honestly need to give yourself time to cry, to journal, to just be in your own emotions about this thing that you're attached to. Hold a ceremony to let it go. Honor it. Honor what has passed. Also by being grateful for it, you know. When you do this, when you give yourself that grace and time, this happens. This happens. Rapid movement. Suddenly, you're completely freed up to go. Go, 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 go. To go through that door, and you ain't ever coming back. And when you do, it's your whole identity will shift because your perspective has shifted. I'm seeing this sword almost as that which is cutting the cord of attachment, even though you're not supposed to cut it. Releasing, right? resolving. Resolving the cord of attachment, again, really what you're actually doing is resolving your own thoughts and feelings about it. I almost feel, I don't know, this is just intuitively, I'm getting this feeling that you're going to rewrite your own story relative to what this thing is that you're attached to. 3033, there's another 333. Let's pull an oracle card to just clarify your advice. Ooh, divine masculine. This is taking action. This is taking action. It's like a dualistic thing because on one hand, you're waiting for the storm to pass, you're waiting for clarity, but part of the way that you gain clarity is by taking action to resolve the attachment. Okay. So don't hesitate to take action relative to your own internal processing and transformation. And then you'll just naturally be able to move on and move through that door into a new life, a new reality, a new situation, whatever it is for you, without force. Let's get some journal prompts from my journal prompt deck. A key will be found to the door. The key will be found to the door. The key to the door is your mind. Your perspective about everything determines whether or not you stay attached or not. Oh my gosh. If you don't change anything about your life or the way you're living, where will you be in 3 years? Another 3. Are you okay with that? Are you putting into your relationships what you want to get out of them? Are you putting into your relationship to yourself what you want to get out of it? Let's get one more. What boundary or structure do you need to put in place and why haven't you yet? Maybe a boundary with this attachment. All right, let's get a closing message from a compendium of Witch's Oracle. The power is still out. Closing message for Virgo. All right. Number 30, the Crossroads. Well, is that not the most accurate thing ever? Let's see what the guidebook says. Oh my goodness. Key. Key changes direction and path. Hecate was a deity worshipped mainly in Greece, Asia Minor, and southern Italy, and today across the globe by many pagan practitioners. She is a multifaceted and complex goddess who, in the words of Hesiod, holds privilege in both earth, heaven, and sea. Associated with witchcraft, crossroads, and the spirit world, Hecate is a liminal deity who presides over thresholds and the journey between realms. In late depictions, she is often portrayed as threefold, accompanied by dogs and snakes, holding torches, a dagger, and a whip. The Crossroads invites us to reflect upon our journey, to pause, 7 of Pentacles, to pause upon reaching a turning point, familiarize ourselves with the landscape around us, and sometimes retrace our steps. She encourages us to think about our options and choose the wisest path without being afraid of changing our course. Perfection. So work with Hecate if you feel so inspired as well. Okay, Virgo, thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, the journal prompts and all my links will be in the description box. I'll see you again soon. Bye.